want his income to be?
I feel like this is gonna sound bad. I feel like 300,000.
I would have to say 127.
Probably 150 to a $250,000 a year.
$500,000. Is that bad?
150, maybe to 250,000 a year would be comfortable for sure.
I was just having this conversation with my friend, and she was like, you have to manifest a husband, girl. Ideally, my husband needs to be making like 650,000.
I would absolutely love to know how much these girls are making, bro, because these same kind of chicks are the ones that's fucking working at Walmart and fucking Taco Bell and shit. Like, I want my man making fucking 500,000 and 6'2", and he's gotta be 10. Like, I'm telling you, homie, they're living in a constant state of delusion. As the legend Kevin Samuels once said, you can't make this shit up, bro. You cannot make this shit up. These chicks out here, bro, these fucking 304s, all they give a fuck about is your status. That's why I teach you motherfuckers, pick and choose wisely. Yo, man, you don't want to find a girl like this, homie. You don't want to find a chick that wants you making this much money and this and that. Find yourself a woman that respects you, homie. I always preach, find a girl when you're on the bottom, when you're working on yourself, and she gonna be sticking through that whole entire fucking time, homie. Make sure she's the right one, though. Make sure, like I said, you find yourself a traditional woman that loves you, respects you, and cares about you, not your status, man. I'm telling you, most important.
The audacity of mediocrity paired with delusions of grandeur. These women, hovering in the vast ocean of averageness, a generous 3 to maybe an optimistic 8 on a good day, sit down to map out their dream men like they're filling out an Amazon wish list. But when you cross-check their lofty fantasies against cold, hard stats, the reality comes crashing down like a poorly constructed dating profile. Let's talk numbers. Only 2.9% of men aged 25 to 40 are raking in that mythical $200,000 annually, while a slightly less rarefied 14.6% scrape the $100,000 mark. As for the $70,000 to $80,000 range, a more attainable 28.3% make the cut. And sure, 22.1% pull in around $80,000, but a mere 4.8% dare to venture into the $160,000 club. These are cold, unvarnished statistics, folks, before we even factor in the guy's relationship status, height, race, or whether he's got six-pack abs instead of a six-pack fridge habit. Yet here they are, dreaming of a Prince Charming who not only makes bank but is conveniently tall, fit, and single. Like such men are hanging out at every Starbucks waiting for their turn to sweep Becky from HR off her feet. And when you point this out, the deflections roll in faster than bad Tinder pickup lines. Oh, I don't care how much he makes as long as he's employed. Right, because when they say employed, what they really mean is earning more than me so I can still book my luxury vacations without feeling guilty. Ladies, let's be real. If you're secretly fishing for a unicorn in a world full of donkeys, maybe it's time to adjust the bait.
25 to 30.
Okay.
Because we don't want little boys.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Okay.
Can he be married?
Definitely exclude married because we don't home wreck. That's for
shit,
bitches
okay.
for the street.
Okay.
Any color, shade.
All right. Wait, black?
Any color or shade because, like she said, she has
any-
types. She has types
Hey, Mark.
between. She has types between whatever.
How tall?
6 feet tall at least.
Okay.
And let's go for the max because we're dreaming big. We want to go on PJs on vacation, baby.
Exactly.
We want to go shopping.
Wait, okay, cool.
All right.
Let's see.
Let's see here.
Oh,
Point.
It's not bad.
All right. So you're as delusional as Miss Africa. To my side. You also scored a 5 out of 5. Cat.
The hilarious irony here is that the average Western woman is utterly clueless about the slim odds of snagging a man who ticks off her ridiculous financial checklist. She doesn't realize that a 3/10 guy pulling in $80,000 is sitting pretty in the top 22%, and with those stats, he's got options. Why would he settle for someone who's just as average as he is when he could aim higher, bagging a 7/10 who also sees his potential future earnings? The kicker? Unlike women, time is on his side. His fertility window doesn't slam shut at 35, and his looks age like wine, not milk. Women fought tooth and nail for equal pay and opportunities. Fair game, of course. But now they're grappling with the consequences for their dating lives. Crunch the numbers. If you're a woman making $100,000 and refuse to date below your tax bracket, Congrats. You've just reduced your pool to 14.6% of men. Climb the ladder to $160,000 and boom, your pool evaporates to a measly 4.8%. It's like winning the lottery, except you're holding a losing ticket and wondering why. The stark reality looms ahead, with experts predicting that by 2030, 45% of women will be unmarried and childless. But instead of self-reflection, the blame game is strong. Men aren't stepping up, they say. No, honey, you're pricing yourself out of the market with your unyielding income standards and unrealistic age preferences. And let's not ignore the delusions of women in their 20s, dreaming of six-figure earners while simultaneously gagging at the thought of dating someone in their late 30s, the very demographic that actually fits their financial fantasy. You want a millionaire in his prime and under 30? Sweetheart, you're describing a fictional character, not a man.
Thinking about things in that way, I had to consider what my salary is and what kind of life we want to live. If he's making less money than me and I'm the breadwinner, I feel I personally would be uncomfortable just from what I'm making at this moment. If we're like at a point where I feel like I'm comfortable on my own, we'd be fine together, I really don't care. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Is there a number that stands out to you?
What's the number, chat? Okay, predictions. Finally! Fuck! How much? 100K each.
Like a decent salary, like something that you would be like, okay, he needs to make this much money.
I don't think there's a number in mind.
Say a number though. Take accountability.
Especially for right now, but I would say if he's not ever making more than, let's say, $100,000.
100K! Wow! What did I say?
Then I would be a little bit worried.
Twice the average. Double what the average salary is. That's what she deserves. Why? Look, why? Why? You're boring. You look okay. Why do you deserve twice of what the average man makes?
About our future.
The real fun begins when you dig into the work behind those lofty salary expectations. Women's disdain for the STEM fields, where the big bucks are, only adds fuel to the fire. But let's sidestep that and talk about the sheer grind to even start raking in the kind of money they're drooling over. Take the legal path in my country, for instance. You need a university degree, 3 years, a law conversion course, 1 year, and then you fight tooth and nail to get a top law firm to take you on for a legal training contract, if you're lucky. After that, it's a minimum year-long slog through the solicitor's qualifying exam, followed by 2 years of internships. Even after all this effort, it's not even guaranteed you'll make 6 figures right out the gate. To put it bluntly, it's like trying to get a green light on every single intersection while everyone else has a jump start. Yet somehow, women still expect men to show up making 6 figures, without any of the hard work required. And here's the kicker. They've written off the STEM crowd, which is actually the pipeline to those big salaries, because math is hard, and they'd rather look down their noses at engineers and programmers. At the same time, these women expect a partner who's not just wealthy but good-looking too, because obviously, what's a 6-figure salary without a little eye candy? The irony? Most men couldn't care less about a woman's job or car. I don't care if she's got a cushy job or drives a beat-up sedan, as long as she's honest, faithful, clean, and doesn't destroy her body with drugs or smoking. Meanwhile, these women are obsessed with a man's career, his income, and whether or not he has a car that makes a statement. I mean, look at any YouTube prank video, and it's clear. Women are far more interested in flashy cars and fat wallets than they are in a man's actual source of income. The reality is, over 80% of women are fixated on a man's financial status, and the number of stories where women dump their partners for wealthier prospects is staggering. It's like money is the only thing that can make up for the lack of substance in these relationships.
I'm a 27-year-old working in the fine arts, making around $80,000 a year, which, let's be honest, is already pretty rare in my field. So, when a group of friends and I got into a discussion about partner preferences, the women in the group all started talking about how they'd only consider husbands who make $300,000 annually. I chimed in, pointing out that even earning $100,000 is incredible, given how few jobs with that kind of pay exist, especially for men. That's when it hit me. A lot of Western women seem to have seriously unrealistic expectations when it comes to men's earnings. When I mentioned that a $300,000 salary is something to be proud of, they shrugged it off, saying it wasn't even close to enough. And here's the kicker. None of them, all in the 25, 30 range and working in the fine arts like me, are financially independent. Do these women even realize how rare it is to find someone earning over $150,000? It's less than 5% of the population. And even if they did manage to reach that income, it's more likely to come at a much later stage, probably in their mid-40s or 50s, after climbing up to a leadership role. So I'm left wondering, is it really that common for women to expect men to be earning over $100,000 before they hit 30, or are they just brushing off anyone making less?
Men making serious money are usually smart enough to steer clear of women who are just after the paycheck. Sure, they might entertain these materialistic types for a while, but when it comes to settling down, they're more likely to pick a partner who actually shares their values and doesn't just come with a list of expensive demands. The sad reality is, these women often can't offer much more than surface-level appeal. Beyond the physical stuff, they bring little else to the table. And in the end, many of them end up in toxic relationships, getting involved with guys who are up to no good or juggling multiple low-quality partners, all while becoming mothers to children with no stable foundation. And that's it for today on Sigma Traits. Make sure you hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and don't forget to ring that notification bell. Support this channel through membership. You can also support through PayPal link in the description. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. See you all tomorrow.